Hey, everybody. Here we are with Mattimus from Foxfire Heritage Farm. Mattimus, Matthew, how are you?
I'm great. How about yourself, Paul?
Excellent, thank you. Listen,
Wonderful.
we were speaking briefly before we hit the record button, and it's very interesting listening to what you're saying. So tell us a little bit about Foxfire Heritage Farm, what it's all about, and let's see where we go.
Yeah, for sure. So we're a small farm. So we raise Canadian heritage poultry, hogs, and cattle, as well as we kind of dabble in market garden, raise food for ourselves and our family, and we're working towards getting yurt accommodations set up so people can come and stay on our farm and get to experience kind of what we do firsthand.
Very cool. And that's a yurt you're saying, right?
Yeah. So I've been building yurts myself for about 14 years, and we've been working through the process with the township the last 3 years to allow us to construct them on our property and permit them and allow them for rental to the public. So we're at the tail end of that process now, and we're just a matter of getting the yurt set up and getting all the boxes checked off for the final permits.
Very cool. You mentioned heritage animals. What are heritage animals?
Yeah, so heritage breed animals are animals that are typically classified as been around for over 60 years. So they're breeds that your parents and grandparents and great grandparents would have bred and grown up with on the farm, kind of before the commercial farming industry of the 60s and 70s kind of took hold and developed breeds that were developed for fast growth and fast production. So heritage breeds grow a lot slower. They're more like your traditional farm animal would be. So the best examples are chickens are a good example. So a commercial chicken, 6 to 8 weeks, you're sending it to the processor to have meat, whereas a heritage breed, you're looking at 16 to 18 weeks before they're that same growth size.
Interesting. Okay, so you are selling then meats and eggs. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I mean, the one thing about heritage breeds and the preservation of heritage breeds is you have to eat them to save them,
Right.
and because a lot of this is genetics, and when you're dealing with small genetic pools, it gets pretty muddy. So it's important for us to raise these breeds and have a lot of them. And so as a byproduct of that, we have to sell off roosters and our hogs and our beef. And so that's our kind of our farming aspect of things. Is we sell poultry and we sell pork, we sell eggs, we sell a little bit of beef. And raise vegetables as well. Raise vegetables. We grow vegetables.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we have a small roadside stand, and so we've been kind of pushing things out through there since we haven't been doing farmers market this year.
Oh, that's awesome. So you're not doing farmers markets, but you normally do them?
Yeah, we had done the farmers market here in Powassan the past 2 years, where we sold produce and our pork. However, this year with all the pandemic stuff, the market's kind of been more limited, and because we've had an avenue to sell our product via our roadside stand, we kind of stepped back this year and aren't participating in the market, sadly.
Right.
But we plan to next year again.
Awesome. I noticed on your website, foxfirefarm.ca, you've got something there about workshops. What's that all about?
Yeah, so in addition to the preservation of heritage breeds, we feel it's important to preserve heritage skills as well. So a lot of these traditional skills or lost arts are kind of disappearing as technology, takes over what those people might have done in the time. So a couple of the workshops that we've been offering are yurt building workshops. So like I said, mentioned earlier, I've been building yurts for about 14 years. So we get people to come to our farm in a weekend. We build a yurt from scratch. And I've also been offering blacksmithing workshops. A friend of mine who's a master blacksmith from the UK, he's been blacksmithing for 40 years. So he comes to our farm and runs 3-day intensive course where we go through basically everything from start to finish for blacksmithing. And we've been offering advanced courses as well in terms of, like medieval weaponry and tool making. So that kind of stuff is really important to us. I think of those skills, I think, is key.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's a lot of fun. So
Very cool. Kind of sounds like Black Creek Pioneer Village, top of Toronto. I was there a few years ago. It kind of sounds like the same sort of thing. that you're doing here.
Yeah, I love all those classic Pioneer Village, old school, traditional things, and we don't ever hope to open up a Pioneer Village, let's say, but
Yeah,
we, with our yurts and things, we want to show people what a small farm, a traditional farm, is still like and can still operate. So having people come and experience that, but also to share that knowledge with other farmers or young people who are getting into farming, and so we can kind of share our experiences with them, and hopefully get them passionate about heritage breeds and the preservation of those animals too.
very cool. Your website says now taking chick orders for 2020. Is that still relevant? Is that still on?
Yeah, I gotta finish that up. We're actually just finishing our last chick hatch coming this month, and then we kind of shut down our chicks. I think we still have a little bit of room in the last hatch, but we kind of hatch up till mid-June, and then kind of shut down our hatching program, just because heritage breeds, because of the length they take to grow, most people purchase in the spring, and then that way those chicks are mature and starting to lay eggs by fall. So typically if you're buying a heritage breed in late summer, that won't be an adult till the following year. So the clientele kind of drops.
Gotcha.
And yeah.
So somebody buys these chicks to lay eggs, and how long do they keep these? How long do they keep them for?
Yeah, so again, that's one of the advantages of heritage breeds is because they're more an old school animal. They live a lot longer lives and are a lot healthier over a long-term period. So, we cycle out our birds every 2 or 3 years for fresh genetics and continue laying, but we sell those animals off because those adults will stay productive for 5, 6, 7 years, and will live for a full length of a proper lifespan of a chicken. Whereas a commercial ready to lay, after about 2 years, their production drops and they start developing all kinds of like neurotic behaviors and genetic issues that make them real sickly, or they lose feathers, and often you have to cull them after a few years. And so that's kind of the difference. One of the big differences between heritage birds and commercial animals is their longevity and their resistance to disease and their hardiness. So
Right. Interesting. Okay, so Foxfire Heritage Farm, pork, chicken, veggies, eggs. We can get it all from you right there in Powassan.
that's right. So right now we had a big influx, kind of April, May, with people interested in buying local and interested in the roadside stand and our self-serve nature, kind of that social distance. So we're actually sold out of most of our meats right now. We do have another butcher date kind of late July for some more pork and poultry, and eggs are available as they come available. And
Yeah.
veggies as they grow. So the garden's doing very well this year, and so we expect to have veggies basically starting the beginning of July right up until the end of summer.
That's awesome. So where are you located?
Yeah, so our address is 1175 Memorial Park Drive in Powassan. So we're only about 5 minutes out of Powassan proper, on Memorial Park. So right off the main stretch off Main Street, and we're just down the road. You can see our stand. We got a kind of an old school looking general store roadside stand set up with a self-serve sign, and we're dropping anytime, 24/7. Bring a flashlight if it's dark.
That's awesome. Okay, great. And what's a phone number they can reach you at?
Yeah, 705-840-8598. Call that, same thing. And if you have any questions or you want to avoid disappointment, make sure we got some eggs or we can set something aside for you. Call ahead. Otherwise, pop in whenever. If we're out and about, give us a holler. Happy to come over and answer any questions. And our phone number and stuff is listed in our farm stand as well, in case you get here and you have more questions.
Awesome. Mattimus, love the hat. Everybody check out foxfirefarm.ca. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate your time.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Talk again.
Yeah, cheers.
Bye-bye.